Hello students, let's continue with the chapter of electricity and magnetism. Now, what is electric current? Electric current is actually a flow of charge. And we know that in solid, electrons are free because in any atom, in any substance, electrons are free because the other charged particles, that is the protons or neutrons, are inside the nucleus. So the charged particle that is free, that flows, is the electron. So electrons are free to move about there, but in an electrolyte. So this is the case of metallic conductor, that electric current is passed in a metallic conductor by the help of the free electron. But in an electrolyte, which is a liquid conductor, the movement of positive and negative ions contribute the electricity. Here current is passed by the movement of ions, and both type of ions move, that is the positive ions and also the negative ions. You know how ions are formed. When an atom gains electron, it becomes a negative ion, and when an atom loses electron, it becomes a positive ion. So this is the difference between the conduction in metals, metallic conductors, and conduction in the electrolytes. The liquid through which electricity can pass, like aqueous solution of sodium chloride, any acid, is called an electrolyte. How do electric charges flow? As I told you, electric charge flow through a conductor which contains a large number of free electrons. When a potential is applied across one end of the conductor, then these free electrons, which normally move randomly, start moving in a definite path. And this path of this conducting path forms a closed loop, which we call the electric circuit. As you can see here, these electrons, these are electrons are moving in a definite direction. So the direction of flow of electron is from negative to positive, but we assume that there is a current that is flowing in the opposite direction, and this current which is flowing in the opposite direction is actually considered to be conventional current. Okay. Now, how electrons flow in a conductor? Let us take this example. I have explained in the live class, if you remember. These are two water tanks connected by a pipe. This has more large quantity of water and this has small quantity of water. When we connect it, the water will flow from here to here. But how long? As long both the volume become same. Similarly, current flows from higher potential to lower potential. Means there will be a flow of current between 2 points only if there is a potential difference. The potential difference is necessary for the flow of current. Electric cell. A cell or an electrical cell is a device that converts chemical energy into electrical energy. It is used to operate small devices, such as we buy cell from the market for the watches, clocks, for the toys, for the TV remote, okay, small small video games, your toys, many toys you use, play, that also require electric cell, that moving car and all. Cells are of different kinds and shape. Actually, what happens in a cell? In a cell, some chemical reaction take place. As the result of that, the 2 points, that is called the terminals of the cell, have a constant potential difference. And due to this potential difference, that cell can be used as a source of electric current. Now, battery is what? A collection of cells. When 2 or more cells are used together, then we call it battery. Primary cell cannot be recharged as chemical reactions within the cell are irreversible. Primary cells are the use and throw type cells that we buy for the clocks and games and for remote. Okay, when we see that it is not working, we just throw them and replace with new one. So those cells which cannot be recharged, okay, that is called the primary cell. But the cell we use in the mobile phone also, there is a cell which we recharge every day almost. So those type of cell which can be recharged as we have in the mobile phone, these are the secondary cell. Okay. About 80% of the rechargeable batteries are currently composed of nickel and cadmium. So these cells are called nickel cadmium cell. Now a dry cell can be primary or secondary. Okay. If the dry cell is simply alkaline battery that we use normally, that is the second primary cell, and it is a nickel cadmium cell, then it is a secondary cell. Okay. So these cells are very short life because these primary cells are too much in use. They are very much popular. They are widely used. Why? Even though they are short life, because firstly they are cheap, easily available, easily potable, and they don't have any liquid. Why they are called dry cell? Because in this we have a paste of ammonium chloride. Okay, we have a paste of ammonium chloride. It does not contain any liquid, so that is why it is called dry cell. But the cell we use in the automobiles, that is not a dry cell, that is a liquid cell. Okay, so this is all about today, and we'll study the next part in the next class. Okay students, have a nice day.